the destiny. Got purpose and zest, you see. Books, business, and accessories. She walks in favor, she's blessed indeed. She keeps her head and her heels high, and her limit soars beyond the sky. If it's purpose she's pushing, you've tuned in with Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join it might free up. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy's trap won't win. Yeah. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Yeah. Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join in, it might free up. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy's trap won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win.
Hey. Well, great evening, and welcome to Table Talk with the Diva. I am your host, Arthur Piera Collins, and you know me. I am always excited and delighted to ignite the flame that is inside of you. So happy to be on the platform this evening. I have an amazing guest, Jacquetta Johnson, and I'm elated just for her yes to God and her yes to Table Talk with the Diva. So it is an honor and a privilege to be in your living room today. I am going to ask you all to grab your chairs, pull it up to the table, because we're going to have an amazing conversation. And she is an author, she's a wife, she is an educator, she is what I want to call you, beautiful model for I think a clothing line. I've been peeking on her page, but she's amazing. She is a woman influencer, and she is making impact all around the globe. So I am telling you this evening, you don't want to miss this. If you have children and grandchildren, and you know that reading is fundamental and it's important, so you might want to talk to this lady right here. So I need to pull up your chairs at the table and welcome Jacquetta Johnson to the platform. Well, good evening, beautiful. How
Thank
are you?
you, thank you, thank you. I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been a long time coming. I was saying when we were in the green room, your husband and I, because he is like the manager, and we've been like checking on each other back and forth over the couple of years and just watching each other. And so I'm so grateful for his role in your
Yeah,
life. It's a beautiful thing to see power couples moving and shaking together. That is beautiful.
that is
So
a self-proclaimed title that he that I am not asked him to do that, but yes, he does a whole lot of promotion and all that, and I appreciate it.
amazing. Oh my God. I'm like, this is, oh, it's beautiful. I just love it, love it, love it. Well, we have gone to converse. We're going to have a conversation tonight. And
Okay.
I have not a whole lot of questions, but I have a few. But I want you to share. First of all, I want you to, I've introduced you, but I love for you to tell the people a little bit about who Jacquetta Johnson is.
Okay,
Yours.
well, I am Jacquetta Zachary Johnson, and as you said, of course, I'm a wife, but most of all, I'm a woman of God. I enjoy encouraging others and helping to push them to their destiny, to see them the best in themselves. And I just enjoy children and enjoy speaking life into children and speaking to parents and all of that. Just enjoy encouraging others while I encourage myself
Come
as
on.
well.
Amen. Amen. I love that. That's what it's about, though. That's what it's about. That's right. So my thing about it, when you've walked through a journey and God has brought
Mhm.
you through, and you can see your way, the best way to really say thank you is reach
Yeah,
back and help
that's
someone.
it.
And that's what
I
it's.
have learned, yes, I've learned in life that a lot of our trials and tribulations that we go through is not even for us. It's so we can be prepared to help other people. And so that's what I'm all about, helping and supporting people.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Well, we have icebreakers that we do. We do an icebreaker, and I'm going to give you teachers. So
Okay.
it's kind of difficult, you guys, because the teachers know all the words. So I was like, okay, Lord, what do I say to the teacher? So we're going to do 3 words. I'm going to give you a word, and you give me a word. Whatever comes up, comes out. It could be
Okay.
uh, hot, and you may say dog. Ketchup,
Okay.
mustard, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. And
All
I haven't been in the classroom in about 6 years. I'm a behavior intervention specialist now, but I'm
right.
still an educator, definitely. So yeah. So it's been a minute.
So, so you missed it a little bit. Okay, so you ready
Right.
then? The first word I would say integrity.
I would have to say divine.
Come on, divine. All righty. I'm gonna do some of these words when the season's over. People don't know what I'm doing, but I'm working out something.
Okay.
All right, integrity, divine. Second word. Second word. Uh, onward.
Moving.
All right, forward. Yes, moving forward. Even doing so. Keep the seven. And my last word will be, everyone knows my favorite, would be destiny.
Mm. I just see walk in it. I mean, I know that's two words,
That's
but
okay. I
walk in
walk in it. That's what I'm
it. Mhm.
talking about. Walk in it. All right. All right. Recap really quickly. Okay. My first word was integrity, and your word was divine. Second word was onward, and yours was moving. And my last word was destiny, and your word was walk in it. No one has ever given me that. I like that. Walk in it. Whatever God has called you to do, whatever you are purpose about, find whatever you're passionate about. Let me go back. If you're
Mhm.
passionate, most of the time I tell people it will lead you to your
That's
purpose. They say, well, I don't know what I'm called to do. I like this, I like that. But what is that thing that you will do for free?
for free.
That
Yeah.
no matter what you do for free. And I've learned I would do it for free. I used to do it for free, but I guess I did it so well. I did it as allowing them to pay me now. So what a blessing.
Amen.
What a blessing it is. Yes, yes, yes. All right, then. So we're going to go on and get started. But thank you so much. And just a reminder, viewers, I want you to remember to be safe and mask up. We have a new strand out there, Delta, and it
Mhm.
is not playing. And there are not a lot of symptoms as it was with COVID. I am a survivor of COVID, hospitalized of 10 days. I
Mhm.
have a guest on the platform that is a survivor with COVID, dealing with COVID. So we want to be mindful that this thing is real. It is not playing. It does not discriminate. And just be careful. Wash your hands. Use your hand sanitizer. If you have to double mask, double mask. What you need to do to stay safe, protect yourself and others. So we are going to move forward with that. So, okay, Miss Jacquetta, let's go. Let's go. I would ask you probably what would be the first thing, and I'm asking for myself as well as other parents or grandparents may be raising children in today's season. I wouldn't want to be one, but I'm so grateful my season has passed with that part of life with raising my children in school because it's so different. So as a teacher, I guess back in the day, what would be the one of the most important things that you would say to a parent right now that the children are coming back to school? Because I know there's some reservations about the babies going back to school and safety. What is something a few things that you would probably want to reiterate for a parent?
Definitely to make sure that they stay informed of what's going on, in the world, stay informed of how to better protect their child. What's best. I know some school system are, offering in school as well as virtual. So just know what's best for your child. First of all, of course, safety first. And just speak to your children, speak life to your children. I'm so big about that. I go to so many meetings and kids are being called out of their name. And well, I'm gonna say children because my sister hate for me to call children kids. She's like, they're not goats, they're children. So children, okay, I'm talking about speaking. So yeah, so be careful what you speak over your children. And so those are the two main things. Please stay informed and speak life over them.
Awesome, awesome. That is very important because words are important, and that's a part of what I do. I love the icebreaker because I always said that words are important. And I
Yes.
remember going through a storm in my life several years ago, and one of my
Mm-hmm.
brothers would say, I said something, and I was just frustrated, broken. We are,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and he said, "Be mindful when you speak." He said,
That's
"Learn to frame your world with your words."
that's it.
And I was like, looking
Yeah.
at I'm broken and it was like I heard it but I was like okay, and so
Mm-hmm.
it started to make sense, and when I started changing the way that I spoke about
Yes.
the situation, then my situation started to change for
And
me.
that is true. Yeah. That's
Words
why
are
I tell people,
important.
say what you want to see.
That's right.
Don't say what you're seeing. Say what you want to see.
Want to
Right? You want to see him successful. Well, call him successful. So be careful of what you speak and say what you want to see, not
have
what you think.
spoken like a teacher. I love it. That's it. My mom used to say what you mean what you say. So be mindful of what you are speaking. That's right. Well, some people say, "Oh, my head is killing me." Well, it's fine. You keep speaking it.
I know
That's my
exactly.
what happened.
Watch your words.
That's right. You might be hurting, but it's not killing you. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
watch your words. Definitely true. Um, I definitely would say, we're talking about one issue that I would tell you that would just frustrate me when my daughter, my baby girl, was in school. She had an IEP, and
Okay.
um, and she had really good teams. I've got to be honest; she had really good teams all through school, but
Okay.
it wasn't as well. But when she got to like the middle school to the high school, excellent. Um, but the IEP, it's like she could do well through the week,
Okay.
and just all school year. But when it came to that testing,
Mm.
she would just like have anxiety about
Mm-hmm.
it. It was so much pressure and so much stress on it.
Okay.
What would you say to a parent that might be dealing with that part? Because I was frustrated and I would go there. And it's for me, my comment to them has always been, it feels like you are setting her up. She's passing her classes all year long, but then there's this 1 week, and if she doesn't do well there, everything that she's learned or she's done is like it's null and void. And I'm just like, everybody is not a great test taker. So if they're
Yeah.
not a great test taker, how do you do that when they've done the pass on the report card all year, but when it tests, she
Well, with an IEP, she should have had some type of accommodations to help with that, accommodations as well as modifications to the testing, be it the environment, be it the numbers of questions and things of that nature, by her having that. So once again, know what's going on, because part of your parental rights also talked about that. And so in doing what's best for your child, you had that right to ask for those types of things within your IEP as well. So that's what, like I said, stay informed. And so if you have a student that's in exceptional education and has an IEP, the first thing they do, start those meetings off with your parental rights.
Mhm.
And so I know it's quite a few pages, but it's some good stuff in that. So read it and highlight and
Right.
know what you want for your child and ask for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because every time they slide me that little blue piece of paper, I'm like, honey, I got something at home I can give y'all. So I do it. But definitely, I never miss a meeting. And so I always encourage parents, go to the meeting.
Please
You know,
go.
know what they're going to say. They're just going to tell me how many hours she gets, and they're going to notify her test. Just still go, because you never know, a question may arise and you want to, or they may say something that makes you want to ask something else that you may have not
That's
asked
right.
before. So definitely go to me. So I made sure never to miss a meeting, and I worked very closely, with her teachers and stuff, because it was stressing. I had one that could learn really fast and didn't
Mhm.
have study, because she would ace every test, and she was one of the ones just can cram it, boom, and
Yeah.
the other, she struggled for her B's. Like, okay, Lord, I just want to get out of here, So they were different, and she couldn't understand that. Like, why did she not have to study?
Mhm.
And it's hard
Mhm.
because
Exactly.
you're individual. Okay,
Right.
Okay, well, definitely, because I was going to ask you something, but you kind of answered it when you was talking about the parents involved. I wanted to ask you, like, how you calm, and maybe the parent. Maybe I should ask, how would you calm a student down that's maybe having some issues of coming back into the school right now? The teacher, but not so much the parent. How would you calm a student down if they, anxiety about?
Mhm. Well, definitely reassure them. One thing Matt County has done, we have a nice little video that tell them about, what they can do and show them different things and wash their hands and just show them the safe environment, show them the parameters that we've made. We have stickers on the floor that's 6 feet apart and, hand washing stations and everybody get, masks and all of these types of things and show the safety things that they have put in place. And so we have lots of precautions that we put in place. Also, we've given them the opportunity to choose whether or not to be in the school building or to be virtual. So I'm gonna say about 75% of our students that's in the building want to be in the building. So so they feel safe. With being in the building and want to see their friends. If anything, it's trying to tell them why they can't sit next to their friends in the cafeteria or why they can't. So that would be our problem in our county. But just definitely want to let the children know some of the things that you guys have put in place to keep them safe. And so if you have to go above and beyond what showing them, hey, this is the hand washing station, this is where we do this, and this is the mask, and these are, us taking your temperature and things of that nature. So just go above and beyond showing them that they're safe, to reassure them that you've done everything to make sure that they're safe. And also their parents wouldn't put them in a position where they were not safe.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And but I think that will make the difference. You know,
Mhm.
Ensuring them and making it fun and not feel like a punishment.
Yeah.
Coming and, oh, you can't be back, like you said. They're so excited to be back.
Yeah, they're so ready to get back and see people, and so and that's just we was in school for a minute before we got out. So yeah, and just saying, hey, you gotta sit 6 feet apart, and it's only 5 kids in the classroom because a lot of people are still going virtual. So they were just excited. So the ones that were there wanted to be there and felt safe. So I hope that's the situation with everybody else. But that's what my county has done.
That is awesome. And what county are you? I'm sorry.
I'm in Clayton County. I'm in Clayton County Public Schools. Yeah.
County. Okay. Okay. I'm loving it. Awesome. 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 And what made you wanted to be a teacher?
You
And
know what? So much wanted, just life happened. I actually have my and I'm sorry if I cut you off, but I actually have my bachelor's degree in music business. So I have an associate's degree in music performance. I'm also a singer. I don't sing as much, but I'm also a singer. And so I have a associate's degree in musical performance. And I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do with it. I knew I wanted to work in the music business, but anyway, so I have a bachelor's with music business, right? And so 9/11 happened. I was at a gospel station, not station. I was at a gospel record company and just kind of living the life, living the dream. And 9/11 happened, right? And so it just kind of like shut down my entire department, which was the marketing department, which was fine because honestly, I was living a dream, but I felt like, what have I done today to make a difference? Okay, so I got somebody's song on the radio and got it going into hot rotation, but what have I personally done? Because in college, I worked at a school before and after care. And even though it's just before and after care, I felt like I had made a difference, and in somebody's life. And so when that happened, I immediately went back into education, and I became a music teacher. And that was so fun. And I was at a school in Fulton County, and everyone in the building, every teacher had to teach reading, including the music teacher, the PE teacher, everybody, right? And so, yeah, because they wanted the children, if they were above, they wanted them above. If they wanted them below their grade level, they wanted them where they were. They wanted to meet them and help them to go beyond. And so that's why we all were, teaching, because it could have been a fifth grader on the second grade reading level from, like 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock, everybody was in reading. So my students were doing great. My assistant principal and principal would come in there and like, wow, you really need to look into getting some in education. So I went back to school and received my master's in education, and the rest is history. And it's just been absolutely wonderful ever since then. And books later, and all reading endorsements and all of that. So I've always loved working with children. You kids. I was the one that had my dolls set up, and I would play school. But it's like like you were saying, I'm a diva. So I thought I wanted to sing and do all this stuff, and it's been great. It's been really good. Of course, ups and downs. But for the most part, I wanted to impact lives, and I think I have.
And
So
you are doing that, and I mean, flying colors. You are doing that. Let me
yeah,
say
that's a
that.
blessing.
I salute you. I salute you and of excellence in everything that I see you do. That is beautiful. Because I was going to ask you what made you want to teach, and would you do it over again if
I would.
you would?
I
That's
would. I would do it. I would definitely do it all over again.
okay.
It's been wonderful. I mean, I'm out of the classroom um, for a number of reasons. Actually, I'm glad because I get to because when I was in the classroom, I had to focus on behavior, academics, and everything. And of course, the principals would always put those behavior kids, right, in my classroom. Everybody going through tier 2 and
Uh-oh.
SST, and which is fine because I'm gonna do my job, right?
Right.
Um, and so when the opportunity came up for me to be a behavior intervention specialist, whereas I can focus on behavior and not necessarily academics, I can have a single focus. And so went through that and was able, to obtain a job. And it's just been a blast. I mean, of course, I'm still academics and, reading first, but definitely being able to focus and hone in on behaviors and help with those interventions and those people that need help with SST and tier 2 or even just tier 1, just regular classroom rules to make sure let's see what we have in place on the first level in tier 1,
Right,
so
right,
we
right.
don't have to send students up to tier 2 and tier 3 and ultimately into exceptional education. So I love it. I'm
That's
grateful.
awesome, honey. Well, I would be pulling my hair out, so my hands are on the
It
class.
has changed. This, like I was telling you in the green room, this is my 20th year in
But
education,
yes,
and it has changed. Okay,
it's changed.
parents have changed. It's changed. Teachers changed.
Yes.
The whole gamut has changed. It really has.
Wow. Well, this definitely has changed since I was in school because even when my daughters were at Eagles Landing and LaVasia came home and she was like, Mommy, Miss so and so, and she knew the most. And I said, What do you mean? She is flirting with this one. And I mean, until they were actually conversing with the children on some things that they were doing. I'm thinking, teachers don't do this. Teachers
Yeah,
don't.
they changed.
But yeah, it is changed. But she was a really young teacher, and
Yeah,
so she was. It was a lot going on, and I was.
yeah.
Yeah, times have truly changed, and definitely from the school, as my dad said, from the schoolhouse
The
to
schoolhouse. Yeah,
what it has changed. But you all do an amazing job. So let's talk about the books. Let's talk
yeah.
because you are a award-winning author. You're an author that is impacting lives with children. So I'm so excited because I'm definitely going to be investing in some of your books because I have my grandbaby coming. I need her to be on point and
Yes.
reading early. So before we do that, what grade have you taught? What grade levels have you taught?
So in education, I've taught K through 8.
Okay.
um, primarily because of I taught music, so I had to do the middle schoolers. But as it relates to academics, I have done kindergarten to 5th grade. Yeah, and so now with my job now, behavior intervention specialist, I support students pre-K technically until 12th grade. So yeah, all the way up to 12th grade.
So you
Yeah.
get okay.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Of course, I love elementary though. I asked my supervisor, please let me get elementary, but I have to get a middle school or high school, secondary in there. But I'm like, okay. So
Okay.
yeah,
I was about to say, yeah, if you had your choice to go back and just work with one particular area, it would be the elementary.
elementary, yes. Those foundational years, I love it.
And I was about to say it's probably there because you can kind of help groom them and get them ready
Yes.
for, yeah, because middle school was like, whew, challenge,
Mhm.
challenge,
Yeah.
challenge.
Middle school is not as bad as high school because by the time high school come around, they already have their formed opinions and, well, I tried this and that didn't work, So you're trying to teach anger management, to a 12th grader that's coming back and,
Bounds.
being adjudicated. It's like, listen, let's work on some of these techniques, okay?
Right.
So how you doing? What you doing? Handwork. Let's try this.
That's
So
right.
yeah. So
I'm sure it is a little more difficult with them, yeah, because of my
yeah, it's fun though.
think they're grown and they think they know it, and it's like, and then we'll tell you you don't understand.
You don't understand.
You
You
understand?
don't know what I'm going through. Back in the days, yeah, they'll try it,
My God.
but it's fun.
Well, so Arthur Jacquetta. So what about let's talk about some of your books. The books that you
Okay.
how many books have you published already?
I have 3 books. My first book is Gary the Greater Gator. And that particular book was, I was a second grade teacher teaching the standard of greater than and less than, and I could not find a book to go along with it or a story. Of course, I found like a poem, a song, and all that, but I wanted a story because I love to infuse literature into everything. And I couldn't find it, so I wrote a story, and my kids just loved it, and my students loved it. I need to stop saying kids. My students loved the book and the story. And we was just going through all these layoffs and all kind of stuff, and they was messing with my money. And I'm like, man, I came in education. They told me it's gonna be secure. I was already laid off from a music industry job. So I just, I'm tired of people trying to play with my money and put, my pockets in their hands. And so I decided to publish the book because I believe in those multiple streams of income. And it's been doing well. And so once I published that book, of course, a lot of people were saying, hey, I got an idea. Can you help me with this? So then that's another business as it relates to writing coaching. And so I help with story development. And I've just kind of learned to hone in on what your gift is. And so I help authors put together ideas and those pieces of paper and those little sentences they have here and there to just put it all together and form it into a story. So I became a coach with that and just helping other authors get their stories published and, all of that. So that's what I do with that one. Now, that's the first book.
That's
And
first book.
yeah, I'll grab it before we out. And so my second book is this one, my baby. She's doing really well. I Am Pretty. And so I Am Pretty also have a, let me get this one, an activity book. You can look different. It's a little bit thicker. So this one right here came out 2019. The activity book came out 2020. So this one, by this time, I was out of the classroom, and I'm a behavior intervention specialist by now. And I just kept meeting all these girls that was just mean to each other, but just kind of come to find out they didn't like themselves. And I talked about just a little bit about, why I became a teacher. But another reason was because I had a teacher myself that was a bully to me in kindergarten. And she really made me feel like I was ugly, like I was not more than enough. And so really gave me a complex of low self-esteem, of shame, and all of that. And so I began to just kind of withdraw and not be myself and start comparing at 5 now, start comparing myself to other people and all of that. And so I noticed that these young ladies had some of the same. I wasn't mean though, but the reason they were being mean is because they didn't like themselves. And so I just wanted to share my story of healing and understanding that, true prettiness comes from what is on the inside, number one. But to understand and embrace who you are, love the skin that you're in. Nobody's like you, you can't look like an Instagram model and, all this kind of stuff. And then, they got all kind of filters for that anyway. But yeah. And so I had to do that for them. And so that's really been a blessing. To understand that, to be pretty kind, be pretty nice, be pretty brave, and all of those things. And so that's where that one came from. And I was thinking about, of course, my elementary babies. And so it's like kindergarten all the way up to like 5th grade for the I Am Pretty. And so I got a lot of adults saying, hey, come to my group. So I'm reading the books to adults, right? This kid book to adults. And we're doing all these activity things. And also, so I had to do an activity book primarily for tweens like 8 to 13, but some of the adults get it and they do it. It has a little coloring book with activities as it relates to affirmations and a gratitude journal, and writing things that you feel are pretty about yourself. So it helps to promote self-esteem and loving who you are. And it's just been an amazing journey for me. It's been an awesome thing to be able to share my story of healing with other people and understand. Even when I'm talking to teachers, I still tear up, and to let them know, listen, kids are listening to you, because the teachers wouldn't say it directly to me. They'll be talking to each, the parapro and all of that. Well, her mama knows she was too big to put that on her, and look at her. It's just a whole lot of stuff. And so my mom wasn't a single mom, but my dad was an addict, and a functional addict, but he was still an addict, and so it was three girls, and I'm certain she was like, listen, y'all better come on. We got to get, because she worked downtown Atlanta, and had to be working at 7:30. So can you imagine getting three girls ready? And so it's like, girl, you better put the dress on, put your lotion on. You got to be independent. And so sometimes I'm sorry I didn't put my lotion on or whatever, and it's like, let's go, and so it just kind of is what it is. And so they would do a lot of talking, and I would talk a lot because I felt really good about myself. I had great parents, great siblings, but I talked too much. And instead of them saying, girl, be quiet or whatever, they would utilize corporal punishment. So I had to touch my toes and, shoot, I was within 30, 40 seconds, I'm shaking. And so they're saying, look at you, you're too fat to do this. Where your lunch at? We're going to take that cookie out your lunch and we're going to give you an apple. These types of things. And so it kind of gave me a complex of not liking who I am. And so I had to write that one to free some girls, to just let them know, listen, you're beautiful in your own way. Don't be a mean girl, and develop your character inside just as much as you take time on the outside. Of course, I let them know, listen, I love hair and makeup just like anybody else, but I spend just as much time developing my character and being a good person as I do with all this outward stuff. And so that's what's important. And that's when that one
girl, you got me. Oh, girl, you got me. Oh, my Lord. I just need some tissue. That is absolutely beautiful. The testimonies and just how you turn some pain into power. And
that's it.
You're blessing so many young ladies and girls. And this is what it's about. So
that's what it's about.
This was about. And I will say, well, someone well, diva, the word diva it doesn't, that's not a good thing. The Bible, really? Who told you that? Because I tell them in a minute, baby, that's not what diva means to you. It doesn't mean the same for me.
That's right.
I see diva. The Lord said a diva. I'm a diva. Why? Because I'm determined. I'm destined for greatness.
That's right.
I'm inspired to inspire people.
That's right.
I try to do that with anybody. It's not always accepted, but they're going to get it.
That's right.
And I said, I'm victorious. I know my value. And
that's right.
I'm ambitious. So, hey, I am a diva. So you can make it whatever you want it. So
that's right.
It's your life. You choose. No one else gets to pick and tell me what I can and cannot do or who I am. That's why I tell women, know who you are. Know who you are. But when you talk about the kindergarten teacher, I had my first grade teacher, I never forget, I had the wrong size pencil. Well, back then, we were supposed to have the fat pencil. And I remember her yelling at me. And she's, and I'm sitting there, well, I'm 6. And she's yelling. And I'm so mad. And I'm sitting there and I'm just crying.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So I had a complex with teachers. So I felt like all of them were going to be like her. I remember her taking the pencil. And whatever I was doing, I didn't get it right. She took the pencil and popped me in my head. Well, the mama that I had wasn't okay with that. And I took off running out of the classroom. I had a brother in Thomas, I think, was in 6th grade, maybe 6. Thomas was in 6th. Jimmy was in 7th. And I think Mia was already at the high school 9th grade. But, oh, my God, I went to the school, running to their classroom, crying. And by the time they called my mama, baby, she came up to the school. And it was, the principal, bless his soul, Mr. Graham and Mr. Hughes said, Miss Washington, You can't go in like she said the hell. Oh, she popped my baby, but I'm gonna beat her. And she,
Oh
that
Lord.
was my mom. Like you girl, you did that
Yeah,
was the wrong move. But my mama was, I don't care what, whoever it is, whatever they say to you. And so some kids would say, "Oh, Pierre tell, she tell everything, tell everything." My mom said, "Yeah, I taught them to tell everything because that secret that you keep from me can destroy your life or cause you to lose your life. So if someone's being ugly and mean to you, you bring it home. Don't you
that's
dare
it.
hold it to yourself because it's going to develop." And she would tell us, she said, "It's going to make you become somebody else. Why? Because you're holding it in ugly things that people have said to you or made you feel some type of way, you know, and it messes with your self-esteem."
That's it. And that's the difference in you and I. I didn't tell. I didn't tell because I didn't know it was something to tell. Because this is the people that teach me how to read and write. So I'm just thinking what they're saying is true, you know. So I must be too fat. I must be too dark. I must, you know, all of these things. I didn't feel like it was anything that I was necessarily supposed to tell. My mom knew that I was changing. Like, what's going on with you, girl? I didn't think to say, hey, I feel bad about what they said today. I don't know. I just didn't. I just felt like, okay, you know, that's just like me telling on them that they, you know, I learned that A says I today, you know. So that's just kind of the difference. And you're right. You know, I'm certain if I would have said, hey, mom, the first time, like she would nip that right on in the bud. You know, but I did. She, you know, where is this coming from? 'Cause I'll come home, I'm ugly, I'm this, you know. And she's like, wait a minute, the creator don't make no junk now. What's going on? You know, so she did see a change in me, but I
Right.
never said, well, this is what they're saying. This is why I'm feeling this way, you know? And
I
I
can,
was never bullied other than by the teachers because I was the person that if I see you getting bullied, I'm going to bully the bully. Like, no, we're not doing this. You're not going to pick on her, you know? So it was just the teachers bullying me. And I didn't, like I said, that's the difference. I did not come home and say anything.
so parents, we definitely want to encourage you with to
That's
notice
it.
on and see what's happening with your children. Because some don't come home, and with even like with our girls, when we sat down together as
Mm-hmm.
a family, and I would
Mm-hmm.
ask questions, and so they would say, "Them girls, no, they'll tell you everything. Oh, they tell their mom, well, that's all I was taught. Tell it all." My mom said, "Tell you
Mm-hmm.
what is important for what's
Yeah.
not. I don't care what they say. They can say you tattletale, homie, but that secret that you hold." And so even with my uncle, and even with my stage play, I had to bring that, and I didn't know that was still troubling me, but it caused me to be, a little flirtatious, and another spirit attached itself to that spirit, and it continued for a while. And so my uncle, I loved him. He's my dad's brother. He comes to the house. He gives us money all the time. But this particular time, I go to the door, and my mom said, "Go get the door." I get the door. Well, it's my uncle. Come sit on the porch. I sit on the porch. And, "Do you want $1?" "Yeah, I want $1." Gives me the dollar. What I gotta do? Like, I just, because he's never given $1, he gives a quarter or 50 cents. This
You get
time,
a whole bill this time, right?
bill, right? Okay. He gives me the bill. Boom. He kissed me on my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I knew. And so, "You want another dollar?" So he gave me $2. Kissed me in my mouth. And I remember wiping my mouth, and I said, "I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell my dad." I said, "Why'd you do that, Uncle?" And he was so drunk. And no, no, no. He's always drunk. "No, no, no, no.
Yeah.
Come back, come back. And I slammed the door, ran in the room, and I remember crying. And then my mom missed me because I'd been in the kitchen with her doing some things. And she said, and I was what, 9, 8 or 9. I was 8, about to be 9. And
Mm-hmm.
she called me, "Where you come here?" Go back in, and boom, she said, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "Nothing." She said, "Don't you lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I ask you something, you tell me the truth." And so, I said, "Uncle did the." She said, "What?" She said, "Give me the money." Snatched it from me, took it from me. "Did you ask him for that?" "No, ma'am." She'd always tell us, "Girls, you don't pat a man down. You don't ask them.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for
I got
something."
those lectures. Yeah. I knew to tell about that. But
Right,
yeah.
right. That's the thing. But I'm saying that led to, things like you were saying, it caused you to feel a certain way. So even what
Mm-hmm.
my uncle did to me, boom. So I got it out as I got older, and then I realized, you know, I think that's where the money and the way I felt about
Okay.
myself, like, oh, I can be pretty and I can get money, and then it led to something else. And I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
I come to Atlanta, I'm in a strip club. Well, I'm pretty, I'm getting money, I'm getting paid, and so couldn't cipher out the junk until then God had to take me from here to there.
Yes.
And it's
Okay.
like, girl, you are better than this. That's God, know your worth. That's
Amen.
not what this is about. Your life is better than. And so God took me through that, but it just makes me think about, how his certain things happen to us as
That's
children.
good.
And you have to
Mm-hmm.
go through stuff before you can really get to where you're supposed to be because of adults. So when you
Mm.
have a teacher, you know, the one that your mom is entrusting to
That's
teach
it.
you and help you, and this is what they're doing. So again, like my uncle, same thing. Different situations,
Yeah.
but still an adult,
Totally understand. Trusted adult. Yeah.
trusting an adult. So,
Mm-hmm.
man, but I applaud you for just turning that pain into power. So that is a blessing. That is a blessing. So do you have plans to write anymore, or?
Oh yeah, I'm always writing, and so I have about three other books. I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I am going now negotiating with the illustrator, and so I've written another one, actually a book for boys, and so that's what I'm doing now. A book for boys. I have a book for women. So yeah, I'm forever doing something.
There,
Yeah, so I have a journal.
there you go. Yes, launch
Yes,
it.
ma'am. I'm excited. Yes, that's it.
You should be, and you should be. That's all right. So for boys, you're gonna target the smaller little boys.
Yes, yes, because everywhere I go, parents, well, you have one for my boy, he's dealing with such and such. And so, yeah, I have one for young men as well. It's a good one too. It's a really good one. It's good too. Yeah, it's just kind of speaking life to them and letting them know it's okay to excel.
Come on.
And because sometimes, people, get picked on for trying to do right and do
You
good.
true.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's a
I,
good one.
I feel that thing as an
It's a
adult,
good
as a grown, full fledged woman over here. I feel that.
one.
I say
Yeah.
today, don't allow anybody to make you guilty about
Hmm.
your purpose and being better.
That's
Don't
it. That's
don't.
it.
They can
Yeah.
stand, watch, enjoy the show, but don't you turn back and not our cop. Some people don't because they're afraid of what others are going to say, or if I'm doing something different than the group.
Hmm.
No, but you're
That's it.
called a leader, so it's
That's
okay.
it.
That is
It's
that.
okay. You're called to be different. Called as to sometimes you got to separate too. So that's the thing that I have found, that sometimes
Yeah,
guys think it's not okay to be too smart. It's not cool to be smart and all of that. And women want a thug, and it's not always true. So
that's
just be great and be you. Sometime the world will be mean. That's okay. Just go ahead and be great anyway. And so yeah, it's for young men, and yeah, it's a good one.
that. Go be great anyway. Cause I got my hashtag is girl go be great.
That's it.
And just go be great.
Yeah, yeah. So they gonna say something. The world gonna say something because I've learned. You know what? They gonna say something if you're doing it, and say something if you're not doing it. So go on ahead and be great.
Everybody go ahead and be great and
Mhm.
just and Nike said, just do it. It
That's
might.
it.
Well,
That's
this
it.
has truly been a blessing. So, if you have any last words, and I need you to give your social media so you know how they can reach you, follow you, where they can purchase the books.
Mhm. Well, of course, the book is on Amazon or wherever books are sold. But you can, if you want your own signed copy, it's
Yep.
Jacquetta.com, JEQUITA.com. All my social media handles are it's Jacquetta Zachary Johnson, and that's Instagram as well as Facebook. The business Facebook is simply Jacquetta Speaks. And we have a YouTube page as well. That's Jacquetta Zachary Johnson as well. So made it simple.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. This has truly been a blessing. I am so honored to have had the opportunity to sit and chat with you. And I
Yes,
know
ma'am.
the comments are down there below. I see them, but you all know my present situation. Um, Visually challenged, so I'm not able to see the comments or who they are or who's making them. But I appreciate you joining and listening and making comments. I will go back, and if there's something I need
Oh,
to
I see him. I see him.
you do? Okay, because
I,
I can't take them out. I have to always go back and take a look. But it is such a pleasure. This has been a truly, truly an honor to have an opportunity just to chat with you a little bit and kind of pick your brain and hear what you got going on. And one more thing, you talk about really quick. Tell us about the sports person. I saw the picture. You're maybe I'm not saying it right. Um, a model for you were
Okay.
something.
So yes. So Torrid is a a plus size women's clothing
That's
store.
it. Yes.
And I used to model a long time ago when I was, younger. That was just one of those things, the healing process, So, but anyway, and so this year, everything is virtual, right? So they decided to have a virtual casting call, and I'm like, Jacquetta, go on ahead, go on ahead. It's nothing. You got all these pictures, you know what I mean? So you had to submit, I think about 5 or 6 pictures, and then a little video, and my video wasn't acting right. I said, you know what? I'm going to go on ahead and submit this thing. It is what it is. And so, honestly, thousands of people, we are not allowed to say how many, but thousands of people, okay,
Yes.
tried, applied, right? And so, Torrid picked 30 of those thousands of people. And in the midst of all my stuff, right? I mean, with my little selfies and all that kind of stuff, I made it as one of the top 30
Yes.
via Torrid. Then the next part of the contest, right? You put this up. They gave us this money,
Mhm.
hashtag gifted. We'll make sure we say that they gifted us this money to go shopping.
Okay.
And so we picked out clothes and all this stuff, and it was just great. That alone was worth the little time and effort I put into the video. And so from there, the media, the social media people, everybody was to pick the top 10 people. So they blasted out 30, all of our pictures and stuff like that. And so you would go on and vote. And so you had to get so many votes. I mean, some people had 12,000 votes and I had maybe 6,000, but it is what it is. And so I did not make the top 10, but just the opportunity. And just like I was saying, even on my page, I tell my kids all the time, just do it, go jump, take the leap. And who knew, like I said, my video wasn't right, had my little selfie pictures and all of that. And only God, amongst thousands of people, okay, picked me to be one of the top 30. So that alone was amazing.
Oh,
So,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
so that's the extent right now of me working for Torrid. Is this my little shopping spree they took me on?
hey,
But we'll see what happens. Yeah.
take it. We will take it. I saw that. I was like, check her out. That was awesome. I didn't know all the details, but that was awesome. You were beautiful in the
Thank
picture.
you.
Oh my God. I was like, okay, well, you a winner, but you're still a winner. Hey, you
That's
made
it.
over
That was
1,000
amazing.
top 30.
Yes, and even people saying, "Wow, I never would have done this. You encouraged me to do this," and all of that. And and so that's what it's all about. Just to get those emails and say, "Hey, I'm gonna try next year."
That's right.
Great, so that's good. Hey, I never thought about wearing a 2 piece, or why? Man, you better go do you. It is what it is. And
Loving
so
the,
that's it.
loving the skin you're in. Why not?
Why not? That's
You
what I say.
problem with it. I don't. I'm good over here.
That's
We,
it.
yeah, why not? I am loving it. That is awesome, 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 awesome. Well, girl, this is so good. So I'm going to let you go. I'm tempted if you could say one thing to a young lady that is thinking about dealing with some regrets to her younger self, what would you say?
Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. That's it. If we're talking to a young lady, some stuff with forgive yourself and move on. You are still here. You
Come
are
on.
still here. So there is still time to get it right. Like I said in the beginning of the show, some stuff that we go through is not even for us, it's for other people. So whatever you did, whatever regrets you made, turn that pain into purpose and move forward.
Come on.
Forgive yourself and keep going. Now, to a young lady, I will let them know to love themselves and don't compare themselves to other people. Yeah, just love who you are and keep it moving. That's
I
it.
love it, love it, love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it from Jacquetta Zachary Johnson. Please go follow her on IG, follow her on Facebook, go to her YouTube channel. We are excited for this opportunity. This has been so breathtaking. I am so grateful for you, so grateful for you and all the magnificent things that you are doing and will continue to do. So I speak blessings upon your life,
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
I will
I
see
want to shout out to Keith Brown. Keith
you.
been talking all night. So thank you so much, Keith. We appreciate it.
That is my amazing coach. I love that man. Oh my God,
Thank you, Keith.
he is the truth. He is the truth. So, and I tell you, if you need a male coach, you might want to hook up with Mr. Impossible because he's amazing. He's powerful, and he teaches
Oh, that's right. Yes.
passion.
Know his wife. Yes, I know his wife. I'm sorry, I'm hot. Okay, yes. So yeah, he's with the Clayton County. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Brown. I didn't realize that's who that was, Mr. Impossible. Oh, he
There-
coming to encourage us in Clayton County all the time. Yes. So
He, he starts a fire wherever he goes. He
that's right. We appreciate him.
both are coaches, but when I speak to men, and if they're looking, I always recommend my coach, who is an amazing coach. So he coaches men and women, but definitely when you're looking for a strong man, you might want to go to his YouTube channel or follow him as well on IG. Well,
Awesome.
I
Yes.
thank you so much. This has been a blessing, and ladies, I pray that you are taking your notes and you will follow through with some things. And if you are dealing with anything that someone has said about you, let it go. Forgive yourself and move forward because there is so much greatness within you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do. The only person that is holding you back is you. So I am the diva with the destiny, Arthur Piera Collins, always excited to be on the platform. Thank you, Jacquetta, and we will be chatting soon. This has been an honor. I appreciate you, and
Thank
have
you.
a great night.
You do the same. Thank you.
All right, guys, we will see you not next week. We got a break. We're coming on with the new season shortly. So this has been an amazing table talk. Episode will be available on YouTube shortly, so you can go back and watch it again, or go to my personal page at Pierre Collins, Pierre TheDiva Collins. That is. I am the diva, and I'm always excited. I love you. Have a great night.
Purpose she's pushing. You tuned in with Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Joining it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy just won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Hey, Table Talk with the Diva.
Good night. Good night.
Why?
Loving you to life. Have a great one.
And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy